Oh, morning everybody. It's Sunday. Why not make it, I think this 22nd of January. It's just a touch above 29 degrees out. We got some snow overnight. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm up this early because I got training today. We're going to do grain bin training over at Hamilton Township. Farmers have grain bins. Farmers get stuck in grain bins every year from someplace across the country. You usually hear of a death involving a farmer that got trapped in a grain bin. So about 5 guys from my department are headed over to Hamilton Township. A bunch of people from other townships are headed over there. Premier Ag is providing breakfast and lunch, so can't wait to get started. And don't know how much video I'm going to do because the point of me being there is to take the training and not necessarily the video, but maybe I can get some pictures and stuff and string some things together, and enough to show you guys what's going on. So I'm gonna get in the old family truckster there. It's been warming up a touch. Head to the fire department, meet the other guys, and figure out how we're gonna caravan over there. So I will talk to you all later. Oh, it's nice and toasty. All right, back at my firehouse. Class is over and I'm back. Wanted to, I did get some video, so I'll show that here in just a bit, but wanted to go over a couple of things and maybe give the video a little bit more context when it comes up. But first I want to thank 3 organizations, the Safety and Technical Rescue Association, SATRA. They're the ones that provided the training, and they have a semi-trailer that has a grain bin in it, and you get to get on top of the semi-trailer and train, and you'll see that here in just a bit. I want to thank Benson Hill. They're the ones that provided the funding for the training, and they actually have a big bean mill with some big grain silos here. Well, not in this jurisdiction, but in the jurisdiction we took the training. So they, Benson Hill paid for the training, and then Premier Agriculture, or Premier Ag, is our local co-op, happened to be a member. They provided the donuts for breakfast, the pizza for lunch, and then they also provided an indoor space for this semi-trailer to pull into and plenty of space around it so we could do the training. And that was pretty great on a day that it was snowing and hovering just below freezing for most of the day. So thanks to those 3 organizations for providing what they did. Greatly appreciated. So training, started out and did some rope stuff, basic knots, a couple of basic knots, nothing really too mind-blowing there. Had been through that before, some Prusiks and things. Safety considerations around that. Talked about confined space and issues around confined space with entry and lockouts and hazardous environments, hazardous atmospheres, and how to make sure we're being safe there. And then got into really the aspects of how grain bins work and the different things with that. And then went over like 3 basic ways that you could get in trouble into a grain bin. Won't get into all that because, well, that's what the class is for. But I wanted to explain one because you'll see this in the video, and I wanted to give it some context so you guys know what's going on. So you can walk around the top of a grain bin when it is not augering grain out of the bottom, and you'll be fine. You might sink in a little bit, but you'll be fine. You're not going to sink to your waist or sink to your head or sink to your neck. It's not like quicksand. A little trick that I learned today is you can actually take a 2-liter pop bottle tray, like you see them in the grocery store that has 6 2-liters in it. You can turn those upside down and put them on top of the grain, and you can walk on top of them like a snowshoe, and you won't actually sink in. So that was something sort of neat. So you can walk around in the top of a grain bin when it is not augering from the bottom. The problem is when somebody flips on that auger and somebody's in the bin, it can actually it will actually, not can, but will pull you down into the grain because the grain is not actually pulled off like the bottom layer and it sort of sinks down, and then the next layer and it sinks down. It's actually sort of pulled in a funnel fashion from the top. And so if you're standing in that top, you'll actually start to sink. And then this grain is going to fill in around you until, well, if the auger isn't shut off, you'll go to the bottom of the grain bin and you'll be completely covered in grain, and by that point you'll probably have died of suffocation. But hopefully you can sound the alarm, you can make a phone call, you can scream, somebody hears you, they flip the switch, and maybe you're just buried to your knees, maybe you're buried to your waist, maybe you're buried up to your neck. depends. If you're buried up to your knees, you're not going to get out on your own. You're going to have somebody come in with the expertise and rescue you. So, I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to play this video. I think the video is like 10 or 12 or 13 minutes long. There may be some slow times in there when, you know, getting some instruction. You could probably click forward through that, you know, how you doing videos that you don't want to watch all of them. Or just watch the whole thing, whatever you want to do. But to wrap this up, I would encourage anybody that has agricultural operations in their area with grain bins or in an adjacent jurisdiction to take this training, because I think you're going to come away with a knowledge that could really save, you know, next door neighbor or somebody. So with that, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll get the grain bin video started right now.
3, 4. All right, we're good. Feet together, boots are tight.
Yep.
I'm not doing boot rescues, those go back to Michigan.
The Red Wings, turn them in.
Hey, there you go. Hey, use the Red Wings too, right here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Red Wings. I couldn't get out now.
Yeah. Say what?
I'll be here on the bottom.
All right. That's a good start.
That's the best I can do. We're going to start running down.
All right, go ahead. Hey, kill that generator.
Kill it.
Thank you, Ben. Alrighty.
Grain
So
salt.
with this one, it's gonna be a very similar process, but there's gonna be a couple differences. We still have the same mentality of where we start with our foundation. The difference is these all get put together and then we'll pick it all up at the end. In here, which is a different set of challenges than you would have in a grain bin, is that bar, sometimes when you're trying to put them in, you'll smack that really hard. So just be conscientious of that, because you might have to like push it back, put it on an angle to get past the bar so you can slide the rest of them in. You're not gonna have a bar 6 of them above you in a grain bin. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Run a 220 plug in. You want to hit into it real quick? We can string them cords and nothing flat. There's a 220 plug right there at that breaker panel.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, you see them hanging up right there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's get our rescuers. You might want to put shoes on if you're gonna step on anything, otherwise it'll hurt your feet. So with these great wall panels, go ahead and turn that around for us. So you see the sticker where the great wall is like normal where you can read it? They all have the stickers in the same exact spot. If you were to invert that panel and have it where the great wall is on the bottom, you can put them together and then you can make a straight line. It's actually a zigzag, but they can go in and turn into like a wall where they go like this and they can come back together again. So if you had multiple great walls, you can make a giant, you know, shape around somebody, just so you know. All right, so there you go, that's the first one. Let's go ahead and slide that right in behind our patient, and you guys have the step right there? Perfect. So yep, slide that right on in behind them. Perfect. If you guys want these pop trays, you guys can try these out now. You really just place your weight and help you stand on it. Makes it pretty darn convenient. Makes it feel like you're walking in the on the sand and not wading through the water. All right, so go ahead and stand on that step and drive it down. There you go. Get as far as you can with that one. There you go. Perfect. Alrighty. So now, one thing you guys need to add to your kit is either dry silicone or spray graphite. And you spray the seams and spray the tongue groove. That way when you put these together, they slide a lot easier, don't bind up as much. So that's something you just want to have in there and duct tape to the panel, and that way it's always there ready to go. Some dry silicone or spray graphite. So go ahead and pick that up and slide over the tongue groove. So you gotta go all the way up and drop it in from the top. This is where that bar gets a little interesting. Slide all the way down. Perfect. Let's do the next one. Just keep passing them in. There you go. We might have gotten lucky with that red wire. It doesn't seem like it was too bad. This just comes down to my expert placement of the patient.
Absolutely. Expert placement of the patient.
Yep. Look at that.
Couldn't have been any better.
1/4 inch tops. All right, yep, keep on working it all the way around. Yep, don't drive those down yet. We're just gonna set them there because we're at to pick them all up at the very end before we can drive them down on the grain. Now the smaller you can keep this, the less grain you have to remove. There's nothing that says you have to use all the panels. So I think you guys probably could rotate this through and connect it, right? Yep. So go ahead and pull rotate yours around.
Thanks.
Let me go ahead and pick that up. If you guys want to use all of them, you can, but then it's just more grain you have to take out of there. There you go, perfect. So now pick this one up and slide over the top of this one as well. Yep. All right, yep. Now slide it down. Perfect. Now the secret to these panels is right here. We have twisted and kinked everything around to try to get that circle to come together, right? Right. So the last thing you need to do is you grab these two panels, you grab these two, one head, you grab that one. You guys are gonna pick them all straight up in the air. So pick them all up. You feel it gets all really loose, then it's like up in the air, count of 3, drop it, you know, kind of thing. So drop it on 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now it's self-leveled, right? Because it was up in the air, they all fell together. And now the secret is you have the foundation, you go every other. You don't want to start at one end because then you're just going to corkscrew yourself and pinch that panel again. So now you'll do this one, then that one, then, you know, and just work your way around in a couple circles. That way you put these pillars to help guide the last ones in versus corkscrewing into a corner where now you're all angled and that one wants to go in and it's fighting you like crazy. And these will bind up, so you might not get them all in perfectly the same depth. There you go. So there's that one. Then move on to perfect. Yep, that's correct. A little CPR to start.
Go deeper? Or?
Yeah. Perfect. And now the order doesn't matter where you go next, right? Because you've done every other.
Right. Putting the wheel on a star.
Yep, exactly. Nice star pattern, unless you want to be stranded.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
Really wedged me in tight.
Yep. And you'll see it kind of has like a little part where it hinges. You can ultimately end up putting that on top when you get really, really low, but it's not how you want to start. Hey, don't worry, man. Those things are cheap anyways.
Yeah, right.
Listen, I can't trust anybody who has a phone without a case. They don't care. They have no regard for life. I
don't understand why people do that.
You know, oh, look at this guy. See, can't trust him.
It's look, it's about you know, it's cheap enough for rags. I can get a new one. You know?
Oh, how much is that phone?
This is about $100.
Oh yes, you're fine. Well, the new
These on the other hand,
iPhones at
these are a lot
$1,000
more
for these.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, so I don't blame you on that.
When I get a hold of it, I can pull because I'm pulling down a lot of force.
there you go. So that's good enough. So the only disadvantage is you don't have anything to grab onto, but that's where that pole comes into play. So let's get that pole and you stick it through, and then now they can do like a pull up. So like put it through the squares.
Through the handles.
Go over there.
Huh?
If you go through that, because I can't pull with it.
There you go.
I can't get myself out though.
Well, sorry. No one said no one said you were strong enough. We just said it was engineered to be able to handle that. All right.
I might pull my foot off.
There we go. So we'll get the. We don't want to pull your foot off.
Ready for the shot back?
Yep. We got the shot back going. Oh yeah, we can use the auger. Sorry.
Try that.
Yep. So that auger is gonna go directly in front of them.
Take the
Go ahead.
bar out.
You can leave the bar. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Where the drill is.
You guys got a drill? There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So now with this, the only thing that you want to make sure is that when you chuck it up, you do a good job chucking it on there. Because if you think you got it, then all of a sudden it'll step in. You'll round this over. So
You might want to chuck it before
just
sticking
chuck
in
it.
here.
No, you can chuck it like that. Just put it on there and make sure you do a good job.
Don't screw it up, Walker.
What's that?
Don't screw it up.
I'll try not to.
Now it eats up batteries, but it's nice.
Go.
Yeah. Not my auger. Is it on 2?
I think so. Feels like it is. Can you hear it?
Check out Makita.
Nope.
Now go ahead and push that all the way down so it's like keep going. There you go. You gonna start trying soon or what?
Hey, remember that guy at FDIC when we were dancing? I can't hear you. Let me tell these guys about it. He says he can dance.
FDIC uses you guys right down the road.
Yeah. It seems like it's moving that much here, but down there it really.
Yeah. It'd be nice if he started moving, you know what I mean?
So how much of it was position now? Quite a bit.
I'm trying to remember the questions off the top of my hand. The auger's about 1,000. I think the handles are maybe about 5.
Yeah.
We just got ours for $3,800.
This whole setup?
Whole setup, auger and there's 2.
Oh, you guys did good then. I can't remember how much the
was
seats
shipping.
are. Okay.
That's not bad at all.
And I think, but I think we only got 6 panels.
That's a lot of work for that drill.
So,
It is a lot of
hey,
work.
what battery was that? 3. You got 3 left. That wasn't bad.
All right. So now, remember how we opened up that door before so you can climb out? You can take that rod out of there, and then you don't know which panel it is. Just try to pull up on one, and you'll feel one of them will be kind of loose. Some will get a little more hung up than others. So you're gonna make your life a little bit easier. The other thing you can do is you can take the rod and have people on either side help pull up on it, and just put it across and use it as a leverage bar. I mean, there's things you can do, but Usually you can find one that you can kind of pull up and wiggle and get it to break free. Sometimes you just gotta want it.
Yeah, that rumble was.
Yep.
Just don't want to get all about
All right, here, grab that bar. So go ahead and start on go to that panel, poke it through. Bring it right here. Pull up.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. Use that as a.
I'm putting it on this one.
Look at that. You thought you never used that leverage stuff you learned about in 3rd grade. There you have it.
Ready?
Now the spray graphite or the dry silicone will definitely help out with the binding of getting that all through. There you go, doors open and you're safe.
Come on out, Princess.
Princess. We had a guy in our snowmobiling group that we call that. We got stickers made. We put them on all the places you go up north. All right, so now you got that one out. You can start pulling them out one at a time. And you know, once you get one out, you kind of start from that end and just work your way around. Because then you know you're not bound up on one side, so you can at least kind of fight it over there.
That's pretty cool, really.
Yeah. So we'll get the rest of those panels out. We'll get the 4 top trays out, and then we'll get another person to do a golf. And then those of you who've been in the front, if you don't mind rotating with people in the back, that way they can get their eyes on it too. Ben's doing something downstairs as well. If you want to go check that out. Probably not.
Just seeing it. I might not do it. Depends when it's time.